rejoice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies resound the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. March on till victory is won.
Welcome. I'm Henry Wishcamper, an artistic associate at the Goodman Theater. On behalf of the Goodman and the Northwestern Prison Education Program, we welcome you all here tonight. In particular, we'd like to welcome any family and friends of the writers of tonight's extraordinary plays, as well as the family and loved ones of the millions of Americans currently incarcerated in prisons across the country. Prior to the COVID-19 shutdown, we plan to offer 3 live performances of the Stateville Voices plays, one at the Goodman, one at Kennedy King College, and one at Stateville. We still intend to present live readings at the Goodman and at Kennedy King as soon as it is safe to do so. However, given that the population at Stateville is one of the hardest hit in the country by COVID, we felt it was urgent to present a live virtual event featuring some of the plays, as well as a discussion about what life is like at the current moment inside Stateville and other institutions. Tonight's event will include pre-recorded videos of 3 plays: André Patterson's Parameters of Closeness, Taurean Decatur's Ain't Nothing Like Quality Time, and Antonio McDowell's Comic Book and Candy. We also have audio recordings of 3 additional plays on our website. Sydney Chatman, a former Goodman Maggio Directing Fellow, directs all 6 plays. Following the premiere, we invite you to join us for a panel discussion at 6 p.m. featuring playwright Antonio McDowell, who is just released from Stateville, Professor Jennifer Lackey, director of the Northwestern Prison Education Program, and several other activists with direct experience of life at Stateville. And now I'd like to introduce Rebecca Gilman, Goodman Artistic Associate and affiliated faculty member of the Northwestern Prison Education Program, who will tell you all a little bit about some of the students whose work you will see tonight. Rebecca?
Thank you, Henry. In the spring of 2019, I had the great privilege of teaching playwriting to 21 students at Stateville Correctional Center through the Northwestern Prison Education Program. The students embraced their first playwriting class, and it was one of the most rewarding teaching experiences of my life. For their final projects, they each wrote a short play, and the students asked if I could try to get their plays staged. When I approached the Goodman with the idea of Stateville Voices, I was met with an enthusiastic yes, for which I am extremely grateful. Tonight we're going to premiere 6 of the students' plays. I love these plays. They are unique, honest, and inspiring, just like the men who wrote them. But I also love the 15 plays we weren't able to present tonight. I can't wait until we can gather together in person to hear all of the plays and honor all of the students. In the meantime, I want to thank the wonderful artists who made this evening possible. And I want to thank my students for sharing their beautiful writing and their transcendent spirits. We'll now learn more about the Northwestern Prison Education Program in a short video that features an interview with one of tonight's playwrights, the author of The Parameters of Closeness, André Patterson.
I'm hoping to be in a position to serve, honestly. My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been like redemption, accountability. I've accepted and admitted and then taken accountability for what I did. I'm not innocent. So I had to decide, how do I redeem myself? Anybody can just passively do the time. It's easy to just be locked up, be punished, accept the time you're given, and languish away in prison, but it's work that needs to be done. I have a debt that needs to be paid, not just for the people who are harmed, but now for the communities that I might have affected, and for the people coming behind me. So I hope Northwestern can help me be in a position of serving, giving back on the inside and outside.
I guess the first thing most people ask is why prison education? You know, why does it have to be at a prison? Aren't there other people that you would rather be teaching? What I say to that is the students at Stateville have had much more barriers to gaining an education than most anybody. And I think that when given an opportunity to learn, the students at Stateville really go above and beyond of what you would expect of a student anywhere.
I'm always surprised when people say we don't know how to deal with violence, because we absolutely do. Education has been shown over and over again to be the most effective way of positively intervening in the criminal justice system. The Northwestern Prison Education Program is the only program in the state of Illinois that provides a comprehensive liberal arts education to people who are incarcerated.
The Northwestern program overall provides a safe space, and the learning environment is amazing because I'm getting the same education that a Northwestern student on Evanston's campus is receiving. I mean, the opportunity is amazing, and I don't take it for granted at all. Every day, I'm appreciative to what I have going on, so it's a blessing.
I've been around several types of people since I've been in prison. And there is like a small percentage of people that I admit, no matter what you do, many of them, they don't want to change, they're not going to change. But the vast majority of us, if you put resources in front of us and give us an opportunity to be better men and better women, we want to do that. Many of us want to atone to our communities and our victims and our societies for the things that we've done, and to make like a substantive contribution. It's a good environment. That surprised me, because I just thought I was gonna walk in and it was just gonna be like school. This is what you gotta do. I'll see you next week, turn this in, but it's not like that at all.
Throughout my life, you know, being in school, this is probably one of the most hands-on interaction I've got from any instructor. My favorite is the writing class. You know, I write as a hobby myself already, so to be able to write a TV drama is different. I've written a novel and a self-help book already, so being able to write a TV drama just kind of broadened my horizons.
There's this idea that locking people up makes society safer, but actually it's much more beneficial to educate people, reintegrate them into their home communities so that they can be partners and husbands and mentors in their communities. And they're not gonna end up back in prison because They received a post-secondary education while they were incarcerated.
Teaching and giving an education to incarcerated students lowers recidivism rates. And by lowering recidivism rates, you decrease the amount of money we have to spend on building penitentiaries and housing inmates. And so just from an economic standpoint, prison education makes a lot of sense.
So for every $1 we spend on prison education, we save $4 to $5 on reincarceration rates. So it's cost effective. The data shows that prison education breaks the intergenerational cycle of poverty and incarceration. So oftentimes people think that the work that we're doing is just limited to the classroom, and they don't think about all of the connections that all of those men have to their home communities.
I have a 21-year-old, 20-year-old, and 17-year-old sons. So they're looking at me to be an example and educate them. If I know and I could tell them, then they're aware so that they don't make the same mistakes that I made. So overall, I think NPEP has helped me become a better father. I'm parenting from the penitentiary.
It means a lot to me because now I could just show my kids, no matter what you're going through, if you stay focused and positive, you can still make a difference.
My name is Mary Patillo. I teach classes that blend sociology and African American studies, and the first class I taught at Stateville was called The Sociology of Chicago, and it was transformative. The experience itself is just rejuvenating. I mean, I'm an African American studies professor. I teach about inequality. I teach about racism. So I feel it as a justice calling and as a human calling. The students are eager and brilliant. And who doesn't want to teach eager, brilliant students?
Professor Mary Patillo was my favorite professor. She speaks my language personally, as far as culturally, academically. Sociology has always been kind of a peripheral interest of mine because of the study of how things came to be how they are, especially in marginalized communities. I think that was the best part about it, learning about the structural issues that precipitated some of the conditions in the communities that I'm from and a lot of the guys that I've known are from.
Learning about gentrification and social economics and just the systemic issues that happen in impoverished neighborhoods gave me a broader understanding of what actually happens on a daily basis in these neighborhoods, keeping undereducated individuals that don't have equal opportunity, keeping them marginalized. So sociology actually just gave me an understanding of where I came from, how I ended up here.
The fascinating thing about teaching this class in both Evanston and Stateville, there are age differences, there are race differences, there are locational differences, meaning all the men at Stateville are from Illinois. The students in Evanston come from all over the country. A class like the Sociology of Chicago went over much better in Stateville than it did in Evanston because the men had a lot more firsthand experience. They knew Chicago and could bring what they knew to the class.
The benefits of the Northwestern Prison Education Program are not just for the people who are incarcerated or for their home communities. We've also seen enormous benefits to our own community here in Evanston and Chicago. This is the second year where we've offered a law class that has half of the class makeup is JD students and half are our Stateville students. After the first run of the class last year, many of the law students wrote and said they will never practice law the same way, that there is something profoundly different about learning alongside someone who is incarcerated rather than just meeting with them in an attorney room.
The experience of being in the law class with the students, invaluable, especially for somebody like me. I didn't do a lot of good when I was on the street. And so the opportunity to pour into these young people that are gonna be defense attorneys, state's attorneys, judges, to meet them and to give them another perspective of, from the other side of the street was an awesome experience.
Volunteering at NPEP has really helped me to see outside of my really small corner. So talking to the students at Stateville and then also talking to the other graduate students that volunteered at NPEP has really broadened my perspective, and it's really helped me see the value in doing things that are completely unrelated to chemistry and to see the value in teaching, especially in non-traditional settings.
I think the most important thing about me being in a program is the opportunity to change the narrative about myself personally, the opportunity to shake the stigma and to be able to also use it as a tool for personal growth and personal development. It's challenging. It's been really challenging. Excuse me. It's been challenging in a good way, though. It also helps me break down some of the barriers that have been created in me since like a child. Barriers of self-doubt, thinking that I can't do something, that I can't finish, that I can't figure something out. So that's been a challenge for me to fight through these inadequacies my whole life, and it's an ongoing process.
Automatically, just itself is represents more. So you don't even need it. Right, nothing bad. Equal harmony.
Greetings to you all, our respectable viewers. My name is Taurean Decatur, also known as Taurean. I come to you humbly introducing my short play titled Ain't Nothing Like Quality Time. It's a piece that's warming to the heart and is well grounded in my love for strong family ties. The characters are actually real people. Amari is actually my sweet little 10-year-old daughter, and Grandma Wanda is actually my loving, tender-hearted mother. These two beautiful royal ladies are engraved in my heart and soul. I pray that you all really enjoy the play and that you all can understand the great value of traditional, good old quality time. Thank you all for having me, and I encourage you all never to take for granted spending time with loved ones, family members, and friends. May God truly bless you all and touch your soul with such a delicate piece. Inspired by and dedicated to both Miss Amari Decatur and Miss Wanda Decatur.
Ain't Nothing Like Quality Time, written by Taurean Decatur. Setting: in the basement of Unity Missionary Baptist Church, located on the west side of Chicago. Grandma Wanda and Amari have already attended early morning service and are now in the basement dining area waiting on the afternoon service to begin upstairs in the sanctuary. They are having lunch and are seated at the dining tables.
Grandma, this ham and cheese sandwich is the bomb diggity.
Child, what you know about something being the bomb diggity? Well, I'm glad you like your lunch, baby. Make sure you eat it all up before you touch that pop, okay, baby?
Yes, Grandma. Of course I know the rules. You raised Dad the exact same way. Now it's my turn for you to teach me, right?
Of course, and remember, it's always better for you to eat all your food before drinking your pop. Why?
Because if I drink the pop sooner, then I suppose I'll fill myself up and I won't be able to eat any more food.
Absolutely, honey, you catch on so easily. Speaking of catching on easily, how are those grades?
Well, I got 6 A's and 1 B on the support card. I saw a B and I had a heart attack. Mr. Johnson gonna give me a B in gym. Grandma, can you believe that?
Amari, I know you ain't mad at no Mr. Johnson for giving you a B. You still made the honor roll. You should feel proud no matter what.
Yeah, you're right, Grandma. It's just that you know my mom and dad gives me $10 for every A I bring home and $5 for every B. I really was trying to get $70 this time.
Child, what you gonna do with $70? You're only 9 years old, Amari. Tell me, what would you spend all that money on?
Oh, wow, there's plenty I could do, Grandma. I could buy Christmas presents for you, Mommy, Daddy, and TJ, or give me a new dollhouse. Or I could even buy you a pretty hat for Sunday service.
Baby, Grandma got too many hats as it is. Now, don't you go spending all your money on no gifts. It's time for you to start saving your money. So when you get old enough, you can have money put away for a car, or school, or things like that.
You're right, Grandma, but Mommy says that's what I have Daddy for.
Oh, so you can spend up all your daddy's money, huh? And just save yours, I guess. You sound just like your dad when he was a baby. I'm serious, Amari. Your dad would save up all his money he earned playing those drums here at church and want to spend up all my money when we go to the mall.
What was my dad's favorite thing to buy with his money?
Oh, he loved buying video games for those Nintendo 64 and the Pokemon cards and Michael Jordan's latest gym shoes too. Your daddy was small like you when he first began getting paid to play the drums.
What made Daddy even want to play those loud things?
Well, I guess it was me dragging him down to choir rehearsals every week. He had to do something other than singing that actually caught his interest.
So that's when he first started playing the drums. Me, myself, I wish I could join the choir with you, Grandma. I think I'm ready to sing. I've been practicing in the mirror.
In the mirror?
Yes, Grandma Wanda. It's not that hard at all. I just grab the big pink hairbrush off the bathroom sink, stand up on top of a chair, and sing in the mirror like I'm in front of an audience.
Well, have your mother and father ever seen or heard you singing in the mirror?
All the time. Actually, me and Daddy takes turns playing American Idol when we're in the house alone. My dad even lets me put lipstick and one of Mommy's wigs on him when we do play sometimes.
Your daddy need his butt whooped if he...
That's exactly what Mama says when she does catch him. One day, she even secretly recorded us playing American Idol, and she put it on Facebook. Daddy was so embarrassed. Mama told him our video almost broke the internet.
Oh, wow, girl. You are tickling me with those stories of yours. Lord, I'm glad your daddy bought me my own house, so I ain't got to witness none of y'all madness at home.
Yep, Mama always tells our company, welcome to the madhouse where everyone's cuckoo crazy.
Now, you finished with that lunch yet, child?
No, I'm eating the rest of those chips and I only got this little piece of sandwich left, and then I'll be through.
Well, you hurry up and finish now. Lord knows the next service is going to be starting in a minute now.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be finished by that time, Grandma. I eat fast like my daddy.
Speaking of your daddy, where the heck is he? And why ain't he behind here in church today?
Oh, Grandma, I can't tell you that. He'd kill me if I told you. He's ditching church and hosting a poker game today, and they're all going to watch the Bears play the Packers in the basement.
Your daddy should be ashamed of himself. Every Sunday, he either playing poker or watching them dang on football games.
That's what Mama said, too. She told him next Sunday she don't want all his friends over our house, so Daddy's got to find someplace else.
And your mama's right. Simple as that. God has been too good to our family for your daddy not to be right up in here with us at church praising God.
I feel you, Grandma. That's why I'm here with you instead of at home with my parents.
Gives Grandma Wanda a hug.
That's why I love you, Amari. You are the world's greatest granddaughter.
Thanks, Grandma Wanda. I've got the taste for some ice cream. I think the Lord's telling me we need to go to Baskin-Robbins after church. Can we go?
That sounds good. Let's celebrate God's grace and mercy, and then you can have whatever flavors you want.
Gummy worms and creeper crawlers on it too, because me and my brother loves to eat them on our ice cream cones.
Amari, I said you can get whatever you want, like on your ice cream. And yes, we'll order one for TJ too. Lord knows that little stubborn joker will never forgive me if I don't have him one too.
You know, Grandma, whenever I get older, I'm going to be a gymnastics girl, and I'll be in the Olympics like Simone Biles. I'll make a ton of money, then I'll be able to buy you anything you want.
Baby, you're so sweet to think about taking care of your grandma. I just want you to grow up to be whatever you want to be.
Oh, I will, Grandma. My mom says I'll get my willpower from you, then Daddy, and her. I know so long as I stay strong, I could be whatever I want to be.
Yep, that's the key. I always tell you and DJ the exact same thing.
There's other girls at school that's like focused on boys and liking boys and stuff like that. But not me, Granny. Because for one, my daddy and my brother don't play that at all. And for two, boys are totally a distraction. Daddy told me, never let boys be a distraction to me doing my work and being who I want to be.
He said that. And that's very true. So remember that for life, because your granddaddy messed up a few of my dreams when I got pregnant with your father.
Daddy said, once I graduate high school and then college, then maybe I can have a boyfriend. But I won't have time for boys then either because I'll be in the Olympics.
You know, you are just as smart as you want to be, child. You are truly something special. You're already making me proud.
Thanks, Grandma Wanda. You're good at singing too. You know that. Maybe it's not too late for you to go into the Olympics for singing.
Honey, it's way too late for Grandma to be getting in any kind of Olympics these days. I done got too old for that, child. But you can go for the both of us, honey.
I'll make sure I make you proud. Just watch and see. I'll make you proud like I am of you when you're singing in the choir. Singing with your gorgeous robe and your pretty voice. I'll be crying because I'll be feeling the Holy Spirit or the Holy Ghost when I hear your voice, Grandma.
Oh, Mari, you had the same potential to sing, but even greater potential than Grandma.
Grandma, am I old enough to start singing in the choir with you?
Well, of course, baby. In fact, you can start today. You can come on up, stand right next to Grandma if you like.
Oh, wow, that's amazing, Grandma. I really love that.
Say less, child. Let's get ready to go on up here and get service started. Plus, I need to let Mother Riley, Mother Young, Mother Anderson, and Big Mama Luella know that you are joining the choir with Grandmama today.
Grandma, you're the best. I'm going to make you proud, I promise.
Jumps up, hugs, and kisses all over Grandma Wanda.
Oh, I know, child. Trust me, I know, just like your daddy. You remind me so much of your daddy. Okay, girl, let's get on up these stairs before Grandma gets to crying and all emotional carrying on.
They begin to exit the table with Amari heading upstairs to the next service. End of play.
I would like to read an introduction from our playwright, André Patterson. As a new playwright, I have not simply discovered another vehicle for creative expression, but a mode for human service. I'm excited to use this skill as a mechanism to counter stereotypical images of Blackness, as a foundational tool for young people to interact with the best images of themselves. All you need to know about me is that this is my aim.
The Parameters of Closeness by André Patterson. A crowded prison visiting room. 30 white oval-shaped tables sitting low to the ground with stools attached mimic each other in 3 long rows, wall to wall. At the end of each room are 2 podium-like desks on elevated platforms akin to where a judge sits in a courtroom. Behind these judgmental podiums sit female correction officers, peering down the room, seeking out any improprieties. Occasionally, one slowly strolls the visiting room, looking to stamp out any semblance of intimacy. The smell of burnt popcorn and vending machine burgers permeates the air, promising to stick to the nostril hairs even after visiting hours are over. A young Black man and woman, late 20s, early 30s, lean into each other across the table within the loud parameters of closeness. They struggle to hear each other above the roller coaster volume of voices that surround them.
Did Shayna bring the book?
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to cross your legs, and sir, you'll have to sit back.
But it's loud in here, and I'm within the parameters of closeness.
Okay, thank you, sir. And please, keep your voice down. Ma'am, sir, please sit back.
God, get a life, get a real job.
They're just control freaks. Don't pay no attention to them. So Shayna found the book.
Oh, yeah, what is this book?
What you mean? Why you saying it like that?
Hold on, calm down. Let me rewind. I'm not trying to pick a fight.
No, you're right. It sounds like you said it like there was an issue.
Shayna had a problem with this guy's name.
Allah Jihad?
Right, Allah Jihad, the name. She says it's offensive or disparaging towards her people.
Her people? Like the Mexicans? Or is she Puerto Rican?
Well, her father is Bengali.
Oh, I thought she was Latina.
Yeah, her mom is Mexican and her father is Bengali and he's a Muslim, so.
So she feels like the name is an appropriation of their culture or blasphemous towards Islam? Or...
So she was pretty indignant about it.
Is she a Muslim?
But her dad is, and they're pretty close.
Man, she looking at it too rigidly, too dogmatic.
Well, how should she be looking at it? What does it mean, the name?
All right, I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't never broke it down before, but let me see. So Allah is basically the Arabic word for God. You know, Muslims worship Allah. So I know that they have an issue with a man, a black man especially, calling himself God.
Any man calling himself God would be.
And jihad is, well, you know, some people like to interpret that as meaning holy war.
So he's calling himself the God of holy war?
It's not that simple. You know, more accurately, a better, a closer, like spiritual definition would be the battle within. Jihad is more of an internal struggle to stay on a righteous path, not like a physical, like real war to defend a religion.
Oh, so he flips it or makes it an esoteric type of thing.
Right. So I think he's saying that like he's the God, the creator, and sole controller of the battle, the war raging within. And through this book, he's waging a war against all the different tools that have been used to keep Black people mentally enslaved for hundreds of years. Allah Jihad.
Okay, that's kind of deep. But I was reading some of what he was saying, and it sounds like reverse racism.
And it's always labeled reverse racism when the Black man and woman try to empower themselves.
The Black man is God, the white man is the devil. What is this you're getting into?
Man, I can't, it's deeper than just the words God and devil.
I mean, are you saying you're God now? I'm just saying, last week you were praying to Jesus for the past 7 years, and you convinced me to start going to church because you were afraid that we were unequally yoked and feared for my soul.
Babe, that's why I need the book. I'm still trying to figure all this out. What difference do it make if I was believing last week or if I say I'm God now? Is whether or not I get the book contingent on my answer?
I'm just worried about who you're talking to, what they're putting into your head.
And you say that like I'm gullible or something, like I can't think for myself. That's how you really feel.
Wait, Dre, come back. Come closer. I'm just being honest. Look, I've seen you encounter different people with different ideas, and you're all excited, and then you're on to the next.
I'm constantly evolving, trying to figure it all out. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. It's just...
I can't explain where I'm at right now. Look, I know I've made some bad decisions. I mean, you've known me since we were kids. You know I've been searching for something, an identity to be comfortable in my own skin. I always let people... I've always tried to be other than myself, whoever that is. But I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not as vulnerable. I'm more conscious of that mindset I had, that peer pressure mindset, and I reject that now. So you just have to... You can't be treating me like a kid, like a child, like an overprotective mother.
I am overprotective, though. I'm overprotective of your mind.
I know. You always had my best interest at heart. So,
I brought the book.
thank you.
They share a comfortable silence within the loud murmurs around them. Dre locates the intimacy police snapping out intimacy at another table and slowly reaches his hand across the acceptable parameter of closeness. Evie follows his lead and they lock fingers for a moment. End of play.
My name is Antonio McDowell, and I've written the play Comic Books and Candy. I know people might wonder, why would a person in prison write a book, Comic Books and Candy? But prison is such a hard place that I thought that it would be entertaining to bring some sort of laughter. And when we go to those memories that makes us laugh, we usually go back to our childhoods. So Comic Books and Candy came about because when I was young, I remember when my mother put me on punishment, like, hey, you can't go out and get no candy, or hey, you can't read these comic books or video games or whatever it was. And I would go to my friends, and those that were on punishment would come to me, and we would do these exchanges. And if you look really, really deep into the words behind the comic books and the candy, you'll see innocence, deception. Each child learning to deceive or to manipulate to get ahead. And so I wanted to show a fun side of a real thing. But I hope that y'all enjoy the play. And I would like to thank Rebecca and the Goodman Theater for allowing us to have this format. Yeah, I hope they don't edit that because I want them to see the real side of everything that I'm saying. I know artists allow mistakes, use mistakes as art. So I hope that y'all enjoy it, and I thank y'all. And deuces. Before I leave, I do want to say this. I didn't expect to be free in doing this in person rather. So it's kind of bittersweet because a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do it the way that I'm doing it. And so I'm thankful. And I thank Rebecca again for this opportunity.
You get it? How did you get the book?
Yeah, but
Let me see it. Can I hold it?
I can't let you touch it yet, because my dad's going to pick up your scent.
Gosh, Bieber, he won't know.
He will, because
he won't because I be eating donut sticks and Dad never smelled that.
Freddie, you got some more donut sticks? If I eat some, my dad will think I touched his comic book collection and won't pick up on your real scent.
I'll give you one.
Oh man, can I at least have two?
Gosh, Bieber, my donut sticks not part of the deal. I brought what you asked for.
I know, but you don't want my dad to pick up on your scent, so I gotta eat at least two. Plus, I'm bigger than you. Who's gonna take that many donut sticks to put the scent on me?
Maybe you're right. Can I see it? Is it really Spider-Man's first audition?
Yeah, my dad said he could let me have all of them one day. He collected all the old comic books around the world. We can buy our own country with them. Then nobody can tell us what to do.
Check it out of your book bag so I can see it.
All right.
Let me see the book, Beaver. I gave you my stuff.
I know. Finna let you see it. Wait a minute.
Why I gotta wait, Bo?
Man, do you know this is the first edition? It's worth 2 more donut sticks. This is the best part. Mary Jane is falling from the big building, but Spider-Man can't get to her because he's getting beat down by the big goblin. You won't believe what happened. Mary Jane's leg got caught on the...
Okay, don't tell me. No more, you can have donut sticks.
Did you bring anything else from your mom's candy store? Did you bring any supersized Oreos?
Yeah, but I'm gonna give you donut sticks first. But you gotta let me keep it all day.
For how long?
All day, till tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh man! My dad's gonna kill me.
Your dad won't know.
Yes, he will because...
By the time you find out, we gonna be grown.
Oh man! Yes, he will. You don't know my dad.
Gosh, baby, your dad can't kill you. You're only 7 years old.
Yeah, I know, but...
My mama said 7-year-olds got more magic than adults. Ain't your dad like 400 years old? How's your day going?
Yeah, but... Oh, man! That smells like watermelon. Huh? My dad knows karate. He can kill me with his magic hands, and nobody will know till I'm old, too.
Gosh, baby, your mom even knows that.
Oh, man! What kind was that you just ate?
What?
Now or later. What kind was that?
Why you want to know, Phil?
Oh, man! Let me finish telling you about Mary Jane. Her leg got...
Don't tell me, huh?
What about my supersized Oreo?
God, Bieber. Huh? Now let's see it.
Freddie!
What? You gonna give me a Coke?
You got some more now or later?
Why?
Cause I ran out.
So you gonna give me Coke?
Oh, man!
Gosh, Bieber, wait. Don't let the teacher see you.
Oh, man, I ain't. Oh, man!
Now Mom gonna kill me when she found out I was looking at comic books. You think all my Spider-Man books.
My dad and mom gonna kill me when they find out I've been eating candy and that I took my dad's book.
Oh, man.
Gosh, Freddie.
It's all your fault, Bieber.
No it ain't.
Yes, it is, because you asked me to take candy from my mom's candy store.
Because you wanted to read my dad's comic book.
Gosh, Bieber.
Oh, man.